And we are live. Welcome everybody to the Black Phillip Show channel, and this is what I like to call the Insomniac Hour. Where we just talk about whatever the hell we want. So, have my two guests with me. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
I'm Steve Foley.
Hey, I'm Captain Cockney Spock. Sorry, you had me there, Steve. I was waiting for a paragraph of I've done this.
He does like a lazy, long introductions.
That is concise, bro.
And who are you, sir? Below me.
Who frickin' knows? I'm Captain Cockney Spock. That's right. Coming at you. Also known as Captain Isdekada Replicant Spock, which as recently as today has become yet again a controversial question. But more on that later.
You've got more nicknames than P. Diddy. Come on, cotton spot. You're the P. Diddy of New Zealand, or should I say Poland? So. Yeah, Poland. Yeah, and I know you've been sending me a lot of links this week to your channels, Spock, but I've been working.
You're a busy man.
Been tired, and allergies were killing me today, so I couldn't make it. Couldn't make it to either one of your shows, but it is what it is.
Good.
As long as y'all made it to my channel, it means a lot to me. So thank you for that.
That's the nerve center. In fact, I apologise for being off camera because I've been a bit busy today. I've omitted to bring my uniform with me, and the pith helmet's in the car, so I am off camera today. But I'll be back on camera next time. So bit of a tease.
No reason. It just makes me and Steve the two more handsome ones on this stream tonight. So.
Exactly. The ladies can focus on you. Oh, I should be heteronormative, and the men too. There we go.
I know, right? We're the men too. Yeah, hey man. New era. Men could love us too. Hey, why not?
Why not, indeed, sir?
All right, so what's on y'all's mind? What's the? I don't want to say agenda. I was gonna say agenda, but you can't say agenda no more because
the agenda. Steve, you go first because I've got tons to talk about. I don't want to take over. So, Steve, what have you got?
No, I actually didn't come with a topic in mind. So if you have a lot to say, let's get into it.
All right,
let's do it.
Go ahead, Cotton. You go for it, man. Whatever.
The first one is it's become such a cliche for my channel. It's become my middle name. Isdekada Replicant. But the thing is, it's the topic that won't go away. As recently as today, and even in the last 6 hours, Robert My Burnett has made a strong case that he's convinced that Deckard is a human. He's not backing down. Within 3 hours of that, Doomcock, live on his show, has said that Deckard is definitely a replicant. He is not backing down. So two of the greatest titans in broadcasting, two of our heroes, and they both completely disagree with each other. And that's the thing for me. It's not even that they've got opposing opinions. They're both. All right, one of them is your hero. I won't say which one. I'm trying to be fair. But the thing that's now interesting to me is the y-axis of the debate is how much do you care? How much, if you're at the top of the y-axis, you're like, whatever, it's all good. Let's just discuss it. Let's agree to disagree, or not even that. It's like there is no truth. The other side, the bottom of the y-axis, is it is my way or the highway, and that's what fascinates me about the question. Is there's not even an agreement on how vague you can be about the answer, and therefore Doomcock and Burnett are both completely entrenched in opposing viewpoints. And one of these days, they're going to have a live on-air ding-dong. But until then, it's a discussion for us.
I don't see why Doomcock or vice versa or RMB can't go on either one of their channels and discuss it, because it's obviously the question that's never going to go away. So even after 30-plus years.
Yeah. So. Correct. 40 years or what? Next year.
40 years. Yeah, that's right. 40.
So,
wow.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who goes on whose channel. Nothing's ever going to get solved because the answer, there is no answer to the question. There is no right. There is no wrong answer.
It's almost turning into a rhetorical question at this point.
But this is why I brought it up, because Steve, that's almost your corner, is accepting there is no, or being of the opinion even that there is no straightforward answer. That's where Doomcock and Burnett would suddenly be agreeing with each other. They're like, dude, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. But we both disagree with Steve because they are both completely of the opinion that their way is the only correct way, and therefore they can't both be right. And that's what makes it fascinating, because they actually disagree. Yeah, because for me, I mean, I'll even take a position that's different from Doomcock's and Burnett's, and even yours, Steve. And I'm going to say, with all due respect, I'm going to say that, well, I'm going to disagree and agree. How about that for a start to the show? I agree. I disagree that there isn't an answer, but I agree that it's unknowable. And so the difference there is simply that basic promise, the basic premise of cinema, suspension of disbelief, which means we want to believe in the fictional universe that we're watching a movie about. And obviously, if it's science fiction, doubly so. If it's going to be space fantasy, triply so. So we know it's a story. We know it's an impossible story. We know it's a story about technology that currently doesn't exist. But because we want to believe in the story, that's my subtle difference. Is I think there is an answer, but I still agree that we'll never know the answer.
Hey, Ben. I think the mystery is probably the ambiguousness, if that's even a word, is probably what the writers were going for in the first place. But I don't, we're not in their heads. I don't know. I think the romanticists out there would love the fact that Deckard was a replicant, right? And I think the realists say, well, he's obviously a human because he gets his ass kicked. He doesn't lift up trucks, with his bare hands.
Yes, if he's a replicant, it's clearly no better than Nexus 5.
Well, and remember, he has the Harrison Ford rubber face. When he gets punched, he goes. He's done that in Indiana Jones. He's done that at Harrison Ford. So he's got the Harrison Ford rubber. So he's clearly a human being.
But yeah, no, I'm with you, Steve, that it's eternal. It's going to go on forever. So, by the way, cinema, welcome. If you're wondering, are we talking about this still? Cinema? Just to tie you in, Cinema Gulp. The reason is recently
man's so great he needs no introduction. Sorry.
No, the great gulpage of cinema. But just to let you know, Cinema Gulp, as recently as in the last 6 hours. And I'm sorry, Steve and Black Phillip, I'm now repeating myself for you guys. In the last 6 hours, Cinema Gulp, Burnett has gone live on air. I think you were there saying, Deckard is a human for the following reasons. Not 3 hours later, Doomcock live on air. Deckard is definitely a replicant for the following reasons. And what fascinates me, as I was just saying to these two chaps, because Steve and I are both agreeing that there's never going to be an answer, or they're even picking that apart. Steve says there is no answer, and I'm saying there is an answer, but we'll never know it. And Phil might be saying, what's the difference, you Muppets? And I might be saying, I don't know. It's a conversation in my head. But for me, it's just to wrap up that point. Sorry, I'm going to let you talk in a minute. You'd almost think it was Black Phillip's channel, wouldn't it? Get to the point.
Go.
So my point being is that not only do Burnett and Doomcock think that Deckard is a human and a replicant, respectively, they are both fully entrenched in their opinions. Doomcock will now refuse to discuss it. He's like, I've done my video. It's over. I have nothing else to say. And Burnett is happy to talk about it on his channel. But again, so that they're both equally entrenched, where Steve and I are going, maybe it's both. Maybe it's neither. Maybe we don't know. And this is where we got to. So for me, it's just fascinating. Not that they've picked their team, but they're absolutely unwavering. They're like, this is it. It's done. It's over. And we're going, it's not over. We're discussing it now.
Cap, I think that you are you single-handedly, no one else, like really threw this question. I mean, I know it's been asked before, but not to this extent. Like, you've really made this like part of like the fabric and like the ether of like asking this question, and it has people. Clearly, people are watching your channel because
that's what made his channel.
Like, they're getting involved
stuff
in
like
it.
that about that, and the fact that Rob was
everyone's
talking about,
got an opinion.
I actually do agree with RMB. I agree with RMB's thing today because that's eloquently how I like to look at it. Whereas that, God, what's his goddamn name? Roy. What?
Roy Batty.
Mr.
Oh,
Batty.
even I know that.
Roy
No,
Bat-
not even-
Roy Batty's speech is everything that you need to know, and then the cutting back to Deckard's face and stuff like that, and the fact that he saved. Well, I told you the very first time I went on your show, Cap, I said that
Yes.
was the moment. That's the
Yes.
moment. Right
See, it is emotionally. We're all agreed. Whatever Harrison Ford's character is, we're all agreed that is the emotional key. I think Doomcock, Burnett, yourself, Scotty, everyone here, we're all agreed that is a key emotional moment in any film, let alone that particular film. But as recently as this
It's
week,
a beautiful moment. It's a wonderful
Yes.
performance too by Rutger
Yeah.
Hauer. But
yeah, absolutely spot on. But as recently as this week, Brown, because we've been, to the point of self-parody, attacking this question almost on a daily basis for 6 months non-stop. Brown's gone, maybe, finally, Batty recognised that Deckard is a replicant, and that's why he saved him. He hasn't got empathy for humans. He fucking hates the scum suckers. They've been spending all his life trying to kill him. If not first they enslaved him, now on Earth they're trying to murder him just for existing. He hates humans. He's learnt nothing of human empathy. Replicants, on the other hand, he fucking loves replicants. He saved Deckard because he recognised that he's a replicant. Hey, it's just a theory. It's not even my theory. I'm just throwing it back out.
he wouldn't have given him the tears in the rain
Right.
monologue if he was just a replicant. He would have just pulled him up
Wouldn't
and
he?
said, let's
Why? But he's a
go
replicant.
back.
So see, I'm starting to detect some anti-replicant. You're all a bunch of replicant racists. That's why when people like Tim Possible say it ruins the story if he's a replicant, what's your problem with the replicant? And for me, the key thing is in the movie, I've realised, you know what, I've actually learned stuff by actually listening to other people, even though I'm once again hogging the conversation right now. But the key line for me in the entire movie is when Deckard says regarding Rachel, how can it not know what it is? And that makes me realise that the whole thing about being a replicant is you don't know that you're a replicant.
Right.
If Rachel doesn't know, now that also means you've got to be a Nexus 5. If you're a Nexus 6, you're going to be going, how come I'm stronger than everybody else? I clearly must be a replicant. So you have to be a...
Could it all
Yep.
be attributed, Cap, to the fact that Harrison Ford's performance was so wooden?
Yeah.
No, but
there he goes.
Sure.
There he goes.
Here we go. Another angle, another chapter
This
for the
should
book.
be Tim Possible's car, yeah.
Tell me
It
more.
was so wooden in this movie.
I'm going to say it
Sorta.
could go either way. It's not a.
Now
not
it's a
deal
party.
breaker. Uh-oh, here he comes. Tim
What's up,
Hello,
Tim?
chaps.
Hey, Tim.
How much
Doc,
drink
how's
have you
it
had
going,
today?
man? Good to see you. Cinema Gold, everyone, Stevie, Phil. It's a pleasure
What's
to
up,
be
guy?
on.
What's
Love
up,
you
Tim?
all. Cogney Spock, I just want to paint out, man. I love you, bro. I love you.
Nice. I love you too. I love
Yeah.
you first.
Oh, that's sweet.
You know,
Don't
you
tell
had
me we're
me
talking
a
about
holodeck.
Blade Runner.
You had me a
Blade
holodeck.
Runner.
Oh, wait a
Uh-oh.
second. Go ahead, man.
You've done it now.
No, go ahead.
No, Cinema Gold was talking about this. He's got this whole
Yeah, it
question
was
about
Cinema Gold.
whether
Had the-
Deckard's a
had the-
replicant.
I was done.
I brought up the question. Oh, okay.
the.
Well, you'd have to
Thank
say it
you.
like that,
Thank you.
Cinema. It's
No,
fine.
thank
Have we ever heard Tim's view on it about the Deckard is a replicant?
Yes. He's got two views and they've both been interrupted, but I've noted that. Yes. Because we got into I realised I misspoke because one of my conclusions is
No,
it
dude.
doesn't matter.
Look, man.
Here we go.
You took me out of contact, man. You know I like you, man. So that's why I'm here. Like,
Yeah, but I love you. It's here. It's not just liked him. We've
It's
gone beyond
love.
liked him.
It's
love.
love.
You know what?
It's
Now
love.
that we have Tim here, let's pose the question: was Ray a clone?
Mm.
He's the
Yeah,
expert.
Ray.
He's Kylo Ren himself. Come on.
Yeah, was your girlfriend a clone?
obviously a bad girlfriend, but
Mhm.
no, I didn't like that. I obviously didn't like that. But the Deckard, I know.
I guess we're not answering the question.
Yeah.
I think it was a
He's
no.
ignoring
That's
your question. The question is not getting answered, Cinema. He doesn't want to talk about
Sorry,
Ray.
yeah.
It's very hard stuff.
He
She
totally
literally
ignored
killed him, bro. She literally
Fine.
murdered him and then gave him a kiss back to life. And then he read the novel and discovered it was just friends. There's no tongue action whatsoever in the novel. So clearly,
Yeah,
Put in
the
a
boy,
friend.
Come on, cinema.
Yeah.
The boy's disappointed. She's his girlfriend. She's his enemy. You killed my dad. Let's touch fingers over.
I'm
four
sorry.
Sky
I thought Tim would like the question.
No, but what I think Cap is bringing up is a good point, because why do you have to
What?
like read additional material to understand? Because no other films had to bring that up.
Correct. I agree.
Like
no
my
peripheral
favorite film of
material.
all time is Gladiator. They never had to introduce that. So, yeah. That's all I gotta say.
Imagine if Ray was in Gladiator. I'm the best gladiator ever. Oh, a short sword. I think I know how to use that. Suddenly, 20 dead gladiators. Bestest ever.
If they ever redid Gladiator, it'd probably be a female version. But
Yeah, it's probably ridiculous. Like,
it'd probably be similar to Ray. So.
And, like,
From the mind of Ridley Scott, lesbian gladiator.
That's what they would do.
Hey, I'd watch that.
I'll bet you would.
Ridley Scott presents lesbian gladiators.
Dude, I would love that if it was Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis. That would be great.
Well,
that would be Ridley Scott doing Thelma and Louise Terminator style.
Thelmius and Louisius.
Steve, tell me that would not be bad.
That would be badass.
I know.
I think these are some great questions, but just kind of harking back to what Cockney was saying earlier. He brought up Doomcock and Robert Meyer Burnett. I think my question is: has anybody ever seen those two in a room together before?
No, they're refusing to. Maybe they're the same person. Is that what you? Maybe one of them is a replicant. Oh,
I'm just saying. I don't think
he called it.
Well, we do know he has a clone.
Fallen for it. They disagree so much. They must be the same person. Just like my ex-wife.
I want to bring up something. I was the first person to call out Geeks and Gamers, like when they called out Zack Snyder and everyone went on Echo Based Network stream. I was the only one to like say that Geeks and Gamers act super unprofessional, and that from a business standpoint, why would you not like you based on saying that during the stream afterwards? Why would anyone want to work with you? Everyone chilled the fuck out, and Geeks and Gamers was on there the whole time. This is like in history, and I was like, you know what? This is like the most unprofessional shit I've ever seen in my life.
And you've seen some unprofessional shit.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
I think we all have.
The bad
clean
thing
up on all three.
Like Cap. The bad thing is that, like, if we show respect towards these people or whatever, I don't think they're bad or whatever, right? But we get reflected on the same. Is my whole point to this. My whole point. They make a bad movement. It reflects on all of us. I hate the Phantom Menace. I will never put that in my bio.
He's the H word.
The H word, because I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
Straight away. I don't either. I'm neither for nor against. Yeah, go on. Yes.
Cap, you never put that in your bio.
No, you've noticed. Now you make Tim Possible, not just a pretty face. Also, I'd like to answer Mega Cropper's point about Doomcock, but one thing, Tim Possible, that's one of those things that I did something quite deliberately and barely mentioned it in my first ever show on the Brown Channel about 6 months ago when I started on this adventure that we call YouTube broadcasting. I made a point of saying I'm neither for nor against. I'm not part of, but I'm equally not against the Phantom Menace. We're not left wing, right wing. If you like Star Wars, old Star Wars, for example, Black Phillip, he likes The Last Jedi. I personally am not a fan of it, but as a channel, we want to like an open. Don't get me started.
I hate The Last Jedi too, Cap.
But the thing is that I'm not into splitting. The fandom is already split. Same with Star Trek. Same with Doctor Who. And I've seen firsthand some of the depths of the negativity that when people start trolling because they perceive the other people as the other team. So I'm all for having an open discussion. Even at some point there might be irreconcilable differences. I think basically JJ is a turnip. Other people think he's a talented director. That debate will go on. But the point is that, so you're right. I'm not associated with the Fandom Menace, nor am I associated with Prozac Snyder or Al Qaeda equally, or contrary to what Mega Cropper says, Doomcock. I mean, this week I am loving Doomcock. He's given me shout outs, but equally I've made parody videos, sarcastic. Basically, this month I'm giving it to Burnett. Last month I was giving it to Doomcock. They both take it with a good sense of, I was about to say grain of salt, but it's a pinch of salt. They both take it with humour. So no, I'm not for. I will, and everyone here will attest to this, I will agree with Hug and annoy and disagree with anybody and everybody. I'm fickle as fuck, mercurial, and loyal to no one apart from myself and my massive ego, and maybe my immediate family, and even then only at dinner time. So
this is why we listen. This is why we listen to you, Cap.
No, I will turn on anyone in a heartbeat, but do it with love.
Well, just imagine if we were all in a pub, if we're all in a bar or a pub together, and we were talking about the same thing, how that would turn out.
Agreeing. Exactly. I like Tom Baker.
Thinking we'd all be agreeing, we all just be downing a beer, just bullshitting about all of it, and probably end up in fighting each other at the end of the night. Who knows?
I saw this Facebook post today. It said "What's your favorite song that is a woman's name?" And that took me literally a half a second, and it is obviously. I mean, it's so easy. It's Elvis Costello's Allison. That's the best song written about a woman to me, right?
I was going to go shipbuilding.
Allison.
What's the best song you guys have ever heard about a woman that's named after a woman?
The only one I can think of right off the top of my head is Layla.
That's a great one.
Nice.
Layla's about the daughter. Not the. It's like a weird.
No. Layla's about. Isn't Layla about him stealing?
Oh no! Wait.
Yeah, he's about. That's about
George Harrison's girlfriend.
Wife.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
And then you made another one. You look wonderful tonight. Just a heroin night.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Janie's got a gun.
But I oh, that's a great song, dude. Aerosmith, that's a great song. But I always go back. Like if I'm ever trying to seduce
girl power,
like I mean, not in the Me Too movement type of way, but like where she's in the house and we're already having fun. I love to put on Elvis Costello's vinyl and play Allison, and then they're just like they just drop and like you dance and not drop. Don't take that the wrong way. They don't drop. They dance. You know, like so. Anyway,
moving on.
Stream killer.
That's a great question though. Cool.
It is a great.
It is.
Yeah,
like I said, it's a real whatever y'all want to talk about. Hey, go ahead, man. The floor is y'all's.
The 80s. Well, the 80s are such a great.
Roxanne.
Like there's so many.
Joanna. Joanna.
You don't have to put her red like
Toto.
Roxanne.
Dude, yeah.
That's a
No
Joanna
one's saying
show.
Roxanne like Eddie
Nice.
Murphy.
Right. Sorry. Yeah, man. I bought a new hot toy today.
Yeah, he said he wanted to show off his toys. So I'm like, oh, cool. Go ahead, man.
Is eating that little
You gotta get me one.
whatever.
They're me with 115 Funkos in my room. So.
Yeah, because I know you showed off, so I felt like it was kind of relevant or whatever.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I've been wanting to get that one. So.
No, I went to the bookstore, dude. I don't know. I know Cap is from the UK. I can't speak on him.
I'm from Poland. How dare you?
Oh,
Very complicated story, but
it's complicated. He explained it once, but it was.
Dzień dobry. Ja mówię po polsku. Ja nie mówię angielsku.
How's the weather in Warsaw?
Oh, cold as fuck as always. No, it's hot now, isn't it? It's summer. Hot as fuck. Cold here. Cold in the winter over here.
Oh, where are you? Are you like somewhere, Cap, or what's
I'm in New Zealand. I'm in the wrong
New Zealand.
New Zealand's very different from the UK. Like it's far more different.
You're not kidding. It's very far away for a start. No more walking home from the pub. I've got to get on fucking 2 airplanes and 3 changes.
You got to take like 50 Ubers.
Exactly.
Can't even go to. You got to take 50.
I'll tell you what, bro. I haven't been to the UK since 2019, and it was just good luck on my part. Just before the coup restrictions hit. But I'll tell you what, getting getting drunk in England is more dangerous than ever because I get drunk enough, I actually forget that I live in New Zealand. You know, like when you get drunk and you go to the wrong house, it's like I'm in the wrong continent. What the fuck? So,
Yo, Cap,
I've never gotten that drunk before.
I got a question to ask you.
I
got some friends that are like in their younger 20s, whatever. They're like post college or whatever, around the age, and I never heard of the terminology hooligans.
hooligans.
Soccer
yeah,
fans.
do you know what that is? Or,
Soccer hooligans.
Yeah, soccer fans, football fans. Well, actually, someone wrote a book because they come up with a new term, hoolie fans. So someone that likes the fighting and not the football, that's a hooligan. Football hooligans. So there are other types of hooligans are available. By the way, Mega Cropper, just for your point, I'm pasting in a link to a video where I made fun of Doomcock and his rumours. Now, obviously, if Doomcock was here, that wouldn't be the first video that I've shown. But I believe that he has seen it, and so I'm not afraid to make fun of my heroes. But I'm always keen to point out if I make fun of you, then I must have studied you for at least 2 years, like Doomcock does with Kirk. So when I do a video making fun of Doomcock or Burnett, I'm always keen to point out it's done out of love, or at the very least, a bit of harsh, loving sarcasm. So there you go. I try and be equal with it.
Doomcock lied from Reddit reviews. Is that
the problem? The problem I have is actually with the audience, because you should have known that was a put on, right? The guy's got a fucking mask over his fucking head.
Disguises his voice.
A clue,
right? Like, hello. So if you didn't realize it was a put on from the beginning, I don't know. I can't help you.
He's not literally a super villain that lives at the center of the earth. But having said that, it's amazing suspension of disbelief. Sometimes, he does.
Really, it's like.
I mean, is it a shocker that this guy's sources turned out to be, non-existent or at least made up? Come on, man. It's just weird to me that anybody bought anything that came out of his mouth or out of his
face. Really not a demon goat. So come on.
Real quick, gents. I have to leave because a client is calling me on my phone and I cannot ignore him. He's called me twice. I can't ignore him a third time. I am very late on a deadline, but if I can come back, I'm assuming you guys will be on for a while. So if I can come
on,
if I can use the same link, I will come on as soon as I can. But I got to finish up this bullshit real quick, if that's okay with you, homie.
Your client's watching you right now. Say that.
Hey, right, he's watching my channel. I'm fond of
it. Take the phone call live on air, Cinema Gold. Yes, what is it? Yes, it'll be done tomorrow. What do you want?
Yeah, if I want to lose my job and that money, I'll put them on air. But I'll come back if you guys. I'll have you guys. I'll have you guys on the side screen, and if you're still on, I'll come on. But
we'll be here a while. Probably about another 2 hours tops. Another 2 hours maybe.
Well, then
we're going nowhere.
Later.
Well, at least now we get. I like it when you get a nice even number of icons. It's good for my visual OCD. So
it's weird seeing 5 or more people because it takes up.
Isn't it
like this big on my screen? So
that's true.
Yeah.
Right, where were we? So many things going on.
I was kind of waxing rhapsodic about the fact that I can't believe the audience has actually believed in Doomcock in the first place. So, just to not to understand that I was all a put on was I don't know, just silly to me.
Everybody has their shtick. I mean, so come on. I mean, that's his. I mean, we all have our own. I mean,
exactly.
The Dickard thing.
But it reminds me. It also reminds me. It reminds me of people that only read the headlines and they don't read the rest of the article. So you're obviously playing to a certain segment of people that are just kind of they don't read the body of the article; they just read the headlines and move along, right? So
yeah, it's very bad.
Excuse me.
It's unfortunate.
There's an article.
Article. What are those?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Give me a headline like the all the articles about the lawsuit between Scarlett Johansson and Disney. I could have done with a few more gratuitous butt shots to underscore the,
I know, right?
the sexism. You know, would it kill you, New York Times, to put in a bit of a butt shot of ScarJo as she lays waste financially to Disney? It would help. You know what I mean? Just speaking.
Just watch the movie. There's a bunch of butt shots of her in it. Come on,
especially in Black Widow, man. I Cap, dude. Like there were a lot of sexualized shots. I'm not gonna lie.
I was shocked.
Not enough. I saw that movie. Not enough, and the typesetting was awful. But anyway.
Could have called it, but I don't know. I wasn't gonna say it. I was surprised. I don't know. I was like 50-50 on that. I was like, come on. I mean, she's asking for more money. I mean, come on. I was gonna say the metaphor like, hey, that's like a hooker asking for more money up top. So, hey.
Yeah, that's really what it was. She had a contract way before any COVID bullshit. Disney came out, played the fucking the COVID card, the sympathy victim card, you know, and then they weaponized her salary that she's made so far in public. Fuck you, Disney. That's what I say. That's bullshit. That's dirty pool.
I think they're both wrong on both ends. I mean, come on.
Oh, I don't think so, because listen, when you negotiate these contracts, and you put in points on the back end, and then they deliberately screw you, they deliberately break the contract and screw you out of money. She had no other choice. The fact that Disney didn't make that right behind the scenes is ridiculous. Warner Brothers did with Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot, and others, by the way.
Well, I'll bring up something here. History, there's a thing called a buyout price. When you sign on to these contracts, like this thing with the streaming service is relatively new, which they haven't figured out. But though, I don't think they're trying it, but they're not going to win. But later on, I feel like it's good for them to try it, because later on, moving forward, they're going to have to try this. Because streaming services and movie theaters, they didn't want the movie theaters to open back up. That's why they're like charging $30 an hour. But I've been a part of SAC projects, and like there've been where I was a part of a commercial, and I got paid like $450, and then I got paid $450 next year or whatever because it was airing. So my point across this is, like, if you look at Seinfeld, like there's a thing called SAG. This is a relatively new market. So they're like, all right, so Scarlett Johansson's contract was like, well, you get a percentage on what's being dropped or released in theaters, but though they're charging $30 in Disney Plus, but you don't get a percentage, which you should probably be getting a percentage. So this is a entirely new giant we're talking about, because the movie didn't really make.
But we're not actually talking about that, Tim, because this contract was signed at least a year, probably 2 years before COVID even hit. Well, the actual problem is the breach of contract Disney made by not releasing theatrically released by doing day and date with their PVOD. That's what she's claiming in her lawsuit. I mean, that's what the suit is about.
Right. Was it guaranteed though?
Yes, it was absolutely guaranteed. That was so she was guaranteed through that through her contract points on the back end. The only the only way to make money that way is for a full theatrical run. It also her representation at CAA said, I think his name is David Lord, said that they breached her contract because she was guaranteed a theatrical run.
Okay.
So what happens is, and then here's the problem with Disney and why they'll lose, because even if they use, like they're trying to use a sympathy card, the COVID card, to say this threw everything out of whack.
Can't use COVID as an excuse, man.
The problem with that is that they're picking and choosing which releases go day and date PVOD on Disney Plus and which don't, because Shang-Chi, which is coming out next month, is not PVOD for $30.
Yeah.
Right. So if it was applied across the board, then they might have a leg to stand on legally, but it's not, because they're picking and choosing. She's got a strong case. She'll win. They'll settle out of court because they don't want to get
win for sure. She'll win for sure. They'll settle out of court. She'll get her money no matter what.
Emma Stone saying that she might do it as well for
everybody's gonna do it.
Blood and water.
The people from Mulan could do it. The one Raya and the Last Dragon. Everybody's
gonna want to get paid for writing Star Wars novels. How dare he?
Anybody that points on the back end as a producer or talent, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure none of us are corporate lawyers, but if we're all nerds, we should all remember Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader, Lando Calrissian. I'm altering the deal, Calrissian. Pray I don't alter it further. So this is the same. But having said that, of course, in the Empire Strikes Back, we didn't have COVID-19, as Cardinal Sin calls it, basically infecting Bespin. So to be fair to Darth Vader, which in this case is Disney, the situation, Steve's quite right. No one could have predicted. That's right. I will almost literally devil's advocate, speaking up for Disney and Darth Vader. No one could have predicted. Well, they could not have predicted the release of COVID-19. So they did change the deal, but to be fair, the world that the deal was made in also changed. I mean, that's one for future contract writers. You've got to predict changes in the internet, because didn't some guy get screwed over because he wasn't getting the back end off downloads? But that's because when he signed his contract, it was like 20 years ago. Downloads hadn't even been invented. They weren't even a thing at that point. So the world is changing. Contracts have to be ready to change with it, I guess. I don't know. Again, I'm not a lawyer. That is the end of the sentence.
Well, no. In fact, they don't change with it. They are rigid, and they're specifically rigid for that point. But to your point, that's why I was flabbergasted when I heard this news, because the fact that Disney didn't behind the scenes just make it right with her. Kevin Feige came out today with a statement that basically said the same thing. Is like he was sad and embarrassed by the conduct, that Disney didn't just make this right with her behind the scenes. They could have. They just decided either they decided not to, or they decided that it was easier to try to pull the bum's rush on her.
Right. Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I disagree with your 100%. Because this is why. Because this is new. Like what Captain Truck said, this is entirely new. You can't anticipate something like this. Like they didn't anticipate the movie theater open back up, right? This is an entirely new contract. I've signed like SAG contracts before. There's a thing called SAG where you get residuals. So this is entirely new thing.
He loves this stuff.
Anyone out there that doesn't know, like me, it's apparently Screen Actors Guild, but
it is.
Yeah.
You could ask Steve. Steve loves this kind of stuff, so this is all. This is his bag right here.
This is his area. You're in Steve's world now, Tim.
Yeah, this is all study, and I've signed a SAG contract before. I know how it works. So the thing is that this is new territory. They're gonna still figure this out. That's why there was rumors about Emma Stone for Cruella doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But though they're gonna lose somewhat. They're not gonna get. I'm not gonna say they're entirely lose, but they're not gonna get as much money as far as they want, because this is an incredibly new thing.
I'll be right back.
We have never experienced something like this before, and we all know it, right? We have never experienced something like this before. What is fair is like subjective, to be honest. Like
outside of 12 Monkeys. Wash your hands, Phil.
That completely disregards the very fact that they had the option to not put it on day and date on Disney Plus PVOD. Theaters were open. They could have kept it. They could have kept that part of it off of the streaming, but their business model had changed.
Never a part of the agreement. That was never in ScarJo's agreement.
Neither was handing Han Solo over to this bounty hunter. Sorry, I'm getting Empire flashbacks.
No, but like it was never a part of the agreement. Like
what wasn't part of the agreement?
Disney Plus is always going to make more profit. It going to the
handing Han over to the bounty hunter. Sorry,
like, no, it was never a part of the agreement. The money going to Disney Plus, right? Like it was a pure exclusive agreement. It was always about the theaters because this is a new thing.
Yes.
That is my argument, and that's pretty sound.
Right.
Because this is a
No,
new
it's
thing.
not
I'm not
sound.
saying you're wrong, Scotty.
It's not sound
Or
at all.
Steve.
It's
I'm not saying you're
Scotty's
wrong.
the other one.
Yeah,
No,
Scotty. Darn you, Scotty. You don't like ketchup, and Steve, you don't like ketchup either.
the fact. No, the
Don't start talking about
it's not
pineapple
like-
pizza, bro.
it's not like they didn't know that Disney Plus was coming. Disney has known about that for years,
though, man.
So this contract they breached contract because Disney thinks they can do whatever they want. They always have and they always will. They throw their weight around and hope that you break, right?
No, I think you're 100% right. The whole thing with Gina Carano that happened was absolutely oblivious to me. I'll stand with her, but maybe how she worded some things I don't agree with, but we kind of saw. I felt like that was like the first step of it, to be honest. I don't agree with this whole this whole situation. I don't. But looking at it from a business standpoint, that's why I'm talking about it. But no, I don't think you're wrong.
No, that contract is solid, bro. Yeah. I mean, it's they have to honor it. They broke their agreement. They broke that contract, and they're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And they should have known better. My point is they should have known better. They knew that they needed to make some kind of pivot because of COVID. So I just don't understand why they didn't do exactly like Warner Brothers did and just make it right with the people that have those points deals. It's just. And do it behind closed doors. Don't let it get messy and spill out into the open.
Yeah, they
and air all that dirty laundry for no reason. It's just silly.
Makes them both look bad.
It does. It really does.
But
I just don't like. I don't think blaming her for trying to say, hey, this is a contract. They broke it, and we need to get some kind of referee in here to say to negotiate this thing. I don't think that's a bad for her to do. That's standing up for yourself,
I think,
and it's not only her. You know this, Tim. She's got a team of people that get paid because out of this contract. She got managers and agents and
your whole PR
team of people.
And you also have to look at it, like people have called us like Emma, like big actress like for Cruella are calling this out. Emma Stone. It's like arguably like the next best thing or whatever.
Well, we're also hearing that Emily Blunt may have some things to say about it as well.
Yeah, she's huge, man.
After
the
Jungle Cruise comes out this weekend. So I mean,
especially if it makes money. So
well, so if it doesn't make money, she's really going to be pissed.
Either way,
right?
There's going to be something going down. But Emily Blunt will live up to her name. She'll become rhyming slang.
Disney's probably going to end up regarding this premiere thing, Disney Plus thing.
Emily Blunt's
going to screw them over even more.
Phil, all they had to do was say, okay, we're gonna do PVOD for a premiere, but we're gonna wait 3 weeks, and this whole thing would be a non-issue.
Yeah, Universal did the same thing
day and date. That day and date really screwed the theatrical run. It just does. Now, Tim, you're 100% right. This moving forward from that, right? Everything that contracts that are created and negotiated going forward. Now they have to figure out how this is, like we said on the show the other day. Scotty and I were talking about there may have to be a new metric by which we start measuring success of movies, because they're going to come out in the theater and they're going to be dropped on the streaming services. And that means the negotiating the contracts up front. Some of those points are going to have to be figured out. What comes from theatrical? Are they going to get any part of the streaming money that comes in? So there's a new metric and a new measuring system that has to be done. It's not going to just be box office weekend anymore. It's going to be a number of things that, kind of cumulated together to tell the story.
Exactly, because like in Disney, you have to pay for the actual movie. But isn't it with some of the other services, you pay a flat fee, but you're not paying for the individual movie. Therefore, how do they measure who signed up to watch a particular movie?
Correct.
And who signed up to watch the other? Yep, so there's no objective way of measuring who's watching the movies, and therefore how the anyone getting points, how are they going to get paid? I'm glad
Yeah,
I'm gladder than ever that I'm not an entertainment lawyer. I can't even spell entertainment lawyer.
I'm not either. I just play one on the internet.
This is in relative terms you are, because you've got that knowledge, you see.
Yeah.
Go on, Philip. It is your channel.
Yeah, I say HBO Max did it much better than Disney did. Obviously,
right.
So
on
I mean, they do the same day or next day, like next week. Suicide Squad comes out Friday, but it's not coming on HBO Max until the very next day. So, but there's no other extra charge. So I think that was
but Warner Brothers they got huge backlash. Nolan wrote that scathing article about basically it severed their relationship.
Right.
And now Nolan wants to go to Netflix now. So I mean, or Netflix is trying to get Nolan, I should say.
But at least Warner Brothers tried to make it right with the creatives that actually had those deals. They paid him. They paid, I think, Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot got for Wonder Woman 84. Each got a couple $1 million. Just here's a couple $1 million. We don't know what's going to happen, but this makes it right.
And there's the irony, because Jenkins didn't deserve a penny of that money.
Right?
It's horrible, man.
She can't write.
It is bad.
Because with the first movie, I mean, I'm not an expert, as with a lot of things, I just read it on the internet. It must be true. But with the first Wonder Woman movie,
it's on the internet.
Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Is it true that Patty Jenkins basically walked into it? It was already in pre-production. The script was done. The story was done. She did a great job of directing. But the difference is with Wonder Woman 84, which I'm obviously able to review because I've never seen it, Black Phillip, is that there was no story.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. But I'm led to understand that there wasn't a pre-prepared, a pre-cooked, boil-in-the-bag story ready for Ms. Jenkins, and that's how they ended up with a turd sandwich, which
she wrote it, right? So
wrote an inverted. If I was on camera, I'd be using air quotes for. That's the irony. Of course, she got paid at the front end. I think the greatest work of fiction she ever wrote was her contract. What a genius! And she put half as much effort into script writing as legal, watertight contract writing. Then she might get less money, but we might get more entertainment. I knew I was going somewhere with that rant.
No, that's what scares me about her Rogue Squadron movie.
No, dude, that was like a super bad film. Like, I wanted to like it, like the overall aesthetic of moving it back to like the 70s or 80s. And dude, it was just horribly bad. The first one was far more superior. The first film, I did hear that rumor that she didn't actually write it; someone else set the framework. Maybe Zack Snyder
wrote most of it.
Yeah, and this film was just like, all right, Patty Jenkins, we're gonna pay you a cool $10 million, and we're gonna pay Gal Gadot $10 million. That's what happened, and the film was crap.
There were so many awkward scenes in it too, like with the man hitting on them all the time, and that scene where what was her name, Barbara attacks that guy, and I don't know if she kills him or not. But
rapes. Like the thing is, like the biggest part of it, like Hollywood tries to virtue signal, and essentially, what happens to like Chris Pine character. He comes back, takes over the guy's body, and Diana has sex with the guy's body. Whatever.
I don't think that's a bad thing, really.
I don't know.
Well, it's one of those legal things, because it's Gal Gadot. No one.
It's Gal Gadot. I mean, she can take over me any day.
If it was that chick out of Misery, it'd be a different story, literally.
Yeah, the reverse.
With all due respect to Kathy Bates, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah. What?
The reverse way was what I was trying to bring up. Like, if they wrote it a different way for a chick to sleep, like with, you know what I mean? Like, if they wrote
if the gender roles were reversed, it'd be a different story. Quite right. There you go. You see, but they didn't care. They didn't care.
Double standards.
Sheer double standards.
Well, that's what scares me about her doing Rogue Squadron. Her stepping into this Star Wars universe, and this is apparently she's going to write and direct that movie.
She's writing it too. That's what I was going to say. She's writing it too.
Well, didn't the Crayon Shop do well today then?
I'm
saying she's writing. All right, I'll explain the joke. So the joke there is she's writing with crayons. The implication being it's not going to be a very complicated story. Person gets into a ship. Blow something up. I did good Star Wars. Here you go, Kathy. Where's my 10 million?
I made a Star War.
Yeah. I made a Star War. There you go. That should be a T-shirt for Paddy Jenkins and Kathleen. I made a Star Wars. Oh, it's one, Steve.
It'll be in the Phantasmagorium shop tomorrow.
That's brilliant. I pooped out a Star Wars. Well done. Can you do it? Can you do another one, JJ? Since you're already there, I made it episode 9, Kathy.
Send a PA to Reddit to Reddit comments, and we'll write a story around it.
That's brilliant. I made a lens flare.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he does that in every his Star Trek movies, whatever. The JJ
couldn't even watch the Star Trek, the first one. So many damn lens flares. I'm like, God, it's blinding me. I'm already blind enough as it is.
They don't even.
What a weird signature to have. It's like his go-to signature. It's just a lens flare. It's in almost all of his movies. It's just crazy.
Yeah, Spielberg did
lens flares and empty mystery boxes. Imagine Christmas at JJ's house. What did you get for my birthday and Christmas this year, JJ? Nothing, an empty box. Surprise! Thanks, JJ.
And all of their Christmas photos have lens flares.
Yes. Perfect.
It is what it is. I'm going to shit on YouTube.
Episode 10, The Phantom Lens Flare. Dun, dun, dun. A lens flare was spotted at the edge of the galaxy. Meanwhile, Rogue Squadron fly off to investigate.
Mega cropper.
I made a Star Wars.
That's going to be next week's cliche. I made a Star Wars. Correct, El Necron, Jar Jar Abrams. Also, by the way, shout out to Mega Cropper. Always controversial, just how I like it. Keep him coming, Mega Cropper.
He's a good fan. He's a good person. Hilarious. Makes me laugh all the time.
Yeah, kind of person that keeps us sharp, which is what we need, basically. Bullshit detector on. Well done, Mega Cropper. Keep it up. Keep us honest, Mega Cropper. You're nothing
without your chat. Come on.
That's
you
right.
Know that. I know that. Nothing without the chat. Fuck all. Nothing. Nouts without. Tim knows that. Everyone knows that. Steve knows that. You know that, Mac Phillip.
Oh, yeah. Chat's fun, man.
Yes, sir. Chats are always fun. They make the show sometimes, even when there's dead air. I mean, go to the chat. You got nothing to talk about.
Start typing, everyone. That's your hint to start typing. I've noticed since the engagement between Scotty and your BFF, either one or both of them has been absent from every Saturday show, or indeed in your case, Friday. Come on, what's going on? Shotgun wedding, come on.
Gentlemen never tucks.
I'm at the hat shop every Saturday, bro. I'm ready to go. Moving on.
Tim,
you look like you've just seen the Force Ghost.
Oh, no, I'm just kind of hanging out. I was just thinking about, I'm trying to think about my next show on Thursdays. Usually, I covered The Matrix versus Inception. And I was trying to think about my next topic because you were talking about the shows and live chat. Trying to integrate that. We did a poll and stuff like that to integrate the chat. So trying to think about my next topic.
Should do Black Widow versus some other female led.
Yeah, because I don't like to cover controversial stuff. I would rather talk about things that we like.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a positivity. All right,
yes,
upcoming movie.
That's what I'm all about.
All right, let's all name an upcoming movie, TV show, graphic novel, or project that we're currently excited for. I'll start off with June. I'm looking forward to June, if it ever freaking comes out, October 22nd, whatever.
Right.
Cap is who's in that, or is it all unknowns, or?
Poe Dameron. Well, Oscar Isaac, to give his actual name, but Poe Dameron's in there.
Yep.
On the desert
planet. James Brolin.
Jason Momoa. Timothy Chalamet.
Zendaya.
Yep, Spider-Man's girlfriend, Zendaya, what he said. Not Sean Young.
What's her name? What's her name? Elizabeth Debicki?
Marianne Mostromio. Something, wrong decade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go with that. I don't know, Spider-Man's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Elizabeth what's her name? Beldicky? Elizabeth Beldicky?
Sure, let's go with that.
Is she in it?
Yeah.
All I know is, I don't know, fuck the actors, no offense, but it's all about the writer and the director. Directed
Oh,
by Denis Denis. That's all that matters to me. It's going to be visually stunning.
Yeah.
Well, until people see it, you could do Suicide Squad versus the Suicide Squad on your channel, Tim.
Oh,
Since it comes
like
out
the Blob
next week,
versus the Blob.
but you gotta get people to watch the movie first. So.
Well, I'm rewatching June. I've been rewatching the movie and the TV show because I'm refusing to read the novel because you know how I feel about adaptations. Never read the book. That's what Captain Cockney's box says. Never read the book. You'll be forever comparing it. Oh, I like the book. I like Lady Stoneheart. Psst, shut up. It's a TV show. So I will not be reading June, the book, even though, like any good hipster, I've got 2 copies of it on my bookshelf. I will not be reading it, but I will be rewatching again the David Lynch original from 1984, or the first movie made of it. And also Jodorowsky's non-existent June, and of course the limited TV show. And maybe I should also order Children of June. But in my chat, I've been told there's time travel in June. I was like, no,
there isn't.
No,
well,
right. So
at least not in the Dune that we know of.
Right.
The miniseries, the sci-fi miniseries, Dune and Children of Dune, are.
Yeah.
I prefer those to the David Lynch. I like the David Lynch film, fine, but more accurate to the book. Although it's because it's TV, it's more like a stage play, like a play.
Right.
But I think you'll enjoy
Children
of Dune. I actually enjoyed more than the original.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right. I'm good. Thank you. I'm going to order it. Right. Order going to be made.
Yeah, I think the topic will be 300 versus Gladiator.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That is Prozac Snyder versus Ridley Scott. Interesting. Greeks versus Romans. Oh, you got everything going on. Mac versus Windows. That's a good call. Yeah, I'd go Gladiator.
Good movies. They're both
I'd
good
go
movies,
Gladiator.
both different movies. So,
Different, similar.
All you are invited. So, like, I think I'll make that Thursday.
Toga.
So yeah, I'm looking. I would have said Dune too. That's my most anticipated of the year.
Nice.
I am seeing The Green Knight tomorrow, which I'm really excited for. I think that one looks really good.
Oh, what's that about? I'm happily ignorant. What is The Green Knight?
The Green Knight, Sir Gawain. It's an Arthurian movie from A24. Looks really good.
How come I've never heard it? Right, looking it up now. How come I've never heard of
The Green Knight. I thought it was about like the Green Lantern. No, just kidding. I saw
the Green Lantern going to bed.
And fights a poop cloud.
Green Knight. I love it.
My pick is a Suicide Squad because it comes out in a week. So I mean, I'm dying. To see that movie.
People are digging it, man. It's getting good reviews.
They're saying they finally let James.
Movie.
They're finally saying they let James Gunn be James Gunn. So,
Steve, sure. By the way, I see your resistance over there.
Oh yeah, dude, you're on here.
I see you. Got Phasma symbol over there.
It's got emphasis. Green Knight's got emphasis. Why is emphasis nesting everything? That's amazing.
She's awesome. That's why.
We can only hope. Proper.
Dev Patel and Alicia Vikander, some other big names in it too.
Alicia Vikander.
Dude, it looks good. Scotty and I, we played there was this, it wasn't a trailer, but it was kind of an explanation of what the Green Knight was. They did it in a trailer style, so we did that on the show. It was really cool. I'm like, man, this movie looks dope. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow.
I did like the King Arthur one that Guy Ritchie.
I look forward to the. Yeah, it's got to be better than Richie's effort. That damn line meat. I look forward to the review. Dev Patel as Gawain, Erin Kellyman as Winfred, Alicia Vikander. I'm not reading this off a database as SL, and Barry Keoghan as Scavenger.
What's the premise, Steve?
There's a knight. He's green.
It's so Sir Gawain is Arthur's fully grown adult male cousin or nephew. Sorry, nephew, and he accepts. It looks like this. I want to call it some kind of tree demon lays down this challenge to the Knights of the Round Table, and he takes up the mantle and takes up the challenge. It looks cool. It looks, because it's A24. It's very, it's very stylized. It's very, A20, for lack of a better term. It's very A24-ish. It looks like a Robert Eggers movie. Robert Eggers does the Witch and the Lighthouse, so it feels a lot like his sensibilities. He didn't direct it, but it really feels that way. You watch the trailers.
Cool. What I wanted to bring up is Alicia Vikander is an Oscar nominee actress. Like, everything she's in is really good, actually.
She won one.
On 1 hour.
She won one.
Yeah. What film?
She won one.
Or Captain?
She won for what was that?
The Oscar.
She won that for that
Ex Machina.
Stephen Hawking's movie.
Ex Machina, yeah.
With Oscar Isaac. Yeah, it was good.
She went for Ex
That
Machina,
movie,
or
I
was
love
it
that
that?
movie. Those are my favorite movies.
I thought it was for that Stephen Hawking's movie.
Oh, yeah, she was also in that with.
I think that's the one she won.
Oh yeah, I don't think it was Ex
thought-
Machina, right?
Was she in that? I thought what's the face from Rogue One was in there. That was not Emilia Clarke. Yeah, that damn limey chick. Brunette limey, could be anyone.
I need a fact checker on my show, man.
Jones.
Why does my brain? Who's the female lead in Rogue One? Come on, someone.
Jen Erso.
Felicia Jones.
No, it's not Alicia. But her last name's Jones.
Felicity
Felicity
Jones.
Jones.
Felicity
We got it.
Jones.
Yay! Right. I thought she was the female lead in.
Oh God, I love her.
In the movie, just talking. Now the movie's dropped out.
The theory of
Stephen Hawking, the Hawking.
theory of everything.
The theory of everything.
She
won. She won
plays, the dude that speaks through the thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Alicia Vikander won it for the Danish girl.
The Danish girl.
The Danish
She won
girl.
supporting actress. She won supporting actress for Danish girl.
She also plays Tomb Raider.
Yep, I actually like that film.
Same.
I thought that that's probably the best video game adaptation we've gotten so far.
I agree. Because actually, you know what? Like, World of Warcraft actually did overseas really well, but what we haven't talked about, that Disney has severed their ties with Japan now, and that usually makes up like 50% of the box office, like huge numbers. Like, so that's a big thing that people are not mentioning. They severed their ties. They got pissed off
with the whole country of Japan. Why?
Nukes. It's always over nukes.
The plot thin and
I don't know, man.
China.
That would be that. Well, you said it first, Steve. That came to my mind. There's two countries that have not been besties the last 400 years. So
right.
That's what bugs me.
We're always fighting with China. Come on, it's like fighting with your best friend. Come on.
Well,
so Japan.
Like our politics, man. They don't like our politics. They don't like the SJW stuff coming on.
Yeah, I'm with them.
They will not.
I'm with them too.
Well, I kind of agree with that too, actually.
Yeah, but no.
I guess I'm on the Japanese side, the Chinese side.
They're very.
I like doing, have a bit of good wokeness, a bit of social awareness, but broadly speaking, we've got way too far, and that's why I think culturally Japan's laughing at us, and that's why manga are now outselling comic books. If what Gary says is anything to go by, so obviously I'm not in the US right now. Yeah, so crazy times.
Right. Sorry.
Can happen. I will have to pull my finger out and write that script, because it's like, who else is going to do it? There's no deep. Come on, Patty Jenkins, have one of mine. Here you go. I could do with $1 million. You could do with a script. Let's get talking.
Look, I made a Star War.
That's the thing, bro.
That's pretty
Steve,
good.
you called it. That is, but that's a T-shirt. It's got to make it happen.
Yeah.
I made a Star War. Lens flare.
Lens flare.
No, right.
Yeah, it's like whose face would be on there? Rey Skywalker, or would it be Kathleen Kennedy?
Gotta be. She's the bestest ever. She is not an insert for Kathleen Kennedy. How dare you say so?
Right,
That's my theory.
That's
why Keira Knightley did not get the lead role of Ray, because she was too obviously an insert for Kathleen Kennedy, having the same initials. Same reason why Chris Christopherson also didn't get the role of Ray. Just a theory.
And we're spinning the yarn here, aren't we?
Keira Knightley has been in a Star Wars movie.
She has.
Yes. Indeed.
I came out with Star Wars knowledge.
Apparently their mothers couldn't tell them apart. That was Natalie Portman, wasn't it? Playing Queen Amidala. Yeah, yep. Apparently. I can't remember if it was Natalie's mum or Kira's mum, but one of their mums came on set.
What did she? She played Dorme, right? Dorme, I think.
Oh, well remembered. Yeah, the handmaiden.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, apparently their mums couldn't tell them apart. I think she would have made it better. Well, for me, I mean, with all due respect to Daisy Ridley, let's not get into the cliche of bashing the actors, but how can I put this? She can't act, and she's a discount Keira Knightley. That's what it says on IMDb, International Movie Internet Database. Daisy Ridley, discount Keira Knightley, Star Wars, Orient Express. Done. Cheers, come on, let's face it. That's just me. But I look forward to seeing more of her movies to see, because that is one of the great unanswered questions of the modern age. Can Daisy Ridley act? We all know she's not been given the best script. Well, let's see Daisy Ridley with a good script. Let's see if she can act. My money's on no, but I hope I'm wrong. It's a win-win.
Yeah, Adam Driver's the only one that's been nominated for an Oscar for The Marriage Story. None of them have done crap.
He was good. He was good in that movie.
Because you're looking like him. Just kidding.
Yeah, he was so good in that movie.
But he was good.
Mega proper.
He's in some really good movies.
I'll tell you a bad movie. The worst movie ever. We'll stick to the positivity, but Mega Cropper, you know, you've been with the channel enough. You're trying to wind it up. I've proved conclusively that The Usual Suspects is the worst piece of crap story ever written. The worst script ever to be squeezed out of someone's butt cheek. The most overrated movie ever, because it breaks the center.
Don't tell that to R&B.
Well, that's yet another thing that we disagree on. But even the writers themselves came out and confessed that they got their best ideas for The Usual Suspects from the infinitely superior, and yet no one's heard of it, No Way Out, starring Kevin Costner and Sean Young. And the difference is, this is something I really... See, don't you think No Way Out much better? Similar twist, but much more intelligently written.
But come on, cheating. Captain, there's no way that is even as bad as you think it is that's the worst script than Battlefield Earth.
Well, Black Phillip's Law, I've never seen it, so you got me there. No, I guess I'm exaggerating. Like, there are things, basically, but I'm just, I've got such an issue about I love the trope. I promise I won't. So yes, out respect to Black Phillip's Law, maybe Battlefield. I mean, this is basically part. The thing is, I'm trying to always have objective reasons. Because we can all go, oh, I like this movie. I don't like this movie. Tell us why, Captain. So specifically, I love. Just to be clear, I love the trope of the unreliable narrator. But I think it works better for prose novels because then you've already got someone narrating, the author of the story. What I despise and cannot stand is the Rashomon effect, which is basically, so obviously first done in Rashomon. So the counter argument is, well, Cap, it's literally been done in 10 movies. And in fact, that's actually what Burnett said to me. This trope's been done in 10 movies. It's fine. So it's a personal taste. But for me, the central promise and premise of cinema, I say this literally every day on my channel, is suspension of disbelief. And you leave your suspension of disbelief at the door, whether it's Wookiees, time travel, faster than light travel, the whole bit, whatever it is, even if it's a historical movie. Yeah, exactly. Flying cars. You want to believe in it because you want that's the joy of movies, right? We know it's a movie. But for me, the thing that crosses the line and cheats and basically spits in the face of the viewer when you've suspended your disbelief is the filming of something that never happened, even in the context of the movie. Yes, I like trip sequences. Yes, I like dream sequences. And yes, I like the unreliable narrator, but I will not tolerate, sirs and madams out there, and the other 55 genders, is the filming of the unreliable narrator, especially not for a cheap twist at the end. That is a problem I've got with The Usual Suspects and with The Last Jedi. So it is taste. 10 movies have done it. I just think it's wrong. If it's a lie, don't film it. You're breaking the promise of cinema. So there you go, Mega Cropper. That's why this is my day job.
Yes.
I
No,
will.
there you go.
I will accept your point and
Oh, I thought you were gonna
respectfully
quote.
disagree
I
on
thought
that.
Thank you.
I
That's
thought you were going
thank
to
you,
quote
sir.
Sky and say, I accept your apology. So,
No, before we even get further into it,
Apology.
Stephen, nice one, brother. I
Mm.
think that is the way to start a debate. I don't want
That's
everyone to
Scotty's joke.
agree. That is, yeah. Scotty can do the jokes. We're getting serious now, brothers. No, thank you. Before you even, if you want to go further into it, Steve, I accept that because that is a beautiful way to start a discussion. We've got different views. Let's explore. Nice one.
Yeah, and I really don't have an interest in going further than just the fact that I found that movie to be good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. It landed correctly for me.
Boom.
But listen,
It's not for me to stop it.
this is why I love the subjectivity of art and film, because
Right.
it's always going to land different for everybody. You know, it just does. It's like a joke. You know, either it lands for you and you laugh, or it doesn't. Art is just that way.
No, I agree, and that's why I try obsessively get into specific objective reasons. But then you've got taste about what makes a plot hole, or what makes a cliche, what makes a trope. But Steve, one of the greatest journeys. I fully agree, Steve, because we will disagree on other things. But that basically, I've realised that I've been enjoying movies for my entire life, a good half a century, more or less. And basically, the reaction to a movie, takes place on at a visceral level. It's almost stomach. It's like, oh, I feel that I've enjoyed this movie. I feel happy. Oh, what's this running down my face? It's a tear, And then afterwards, I have to intellectualize it. So you're right. It's like a joke. It's like music. That's why, I like metal. You like hip hop. We could debate that forever. But at the end of the day, you enjoyed that movie. I didn't. But you're right. It's an instinctive level first, and then you think about it afterwards and make yourself conscious of what, and that's where you become a film connoisseur, and then eventually a writer, a director, a lawyer, whatever it is. But understanding why we have a stomach-based, instinctive, emotional, subconscious, visceral. That's it. I can retire now, Steve. Boom, done. That's it. Right.
Well,
I don't know why I enjoy films. It's instinctive.
Plus, I don't think I don't think if somebody likes something or dislikes it, they owe you an answer as to why they dislike it or like it. They don't.
Right.
They don't owe you an answer.
Why did you like The Last Jedi? Because I did, Cockney. Damn right.
It just is what it just is. So I mean, if somebody's willing to explore that, then great. But I think what happens is usually when that question's asked, especially if you don't like something, it's because it's confirmation bias, right? People are so insecure with having an opinion that it's a confirmation bias, and they need you to like it, so it confirms their like or dislike of something.
Right, because on some level they're feeling that doubt and they're in denial about it. Oh, Cinema Gold. That's twice.
By the way, welcome back, Ben.
Yeah, welcome back, Cinema.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I had to run, but
that's all right. We would
ask good duty calls, man. Duty calls. No worries.
No, you've come back. We are here. We are
still here for you, man.
Cold face of creativity. Seriously. Cinema Gold. Steve and I have just been discussing the very center of criticism and realizing that sometimes we'll respond to films subconsciously, instinctively, viscerally, and then afterwards we'll intellectualize it and figure out why we like it, and then we'll argue about it, and that's why it's good to disagree.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the entire epitome of like film criticism. Like, me and my Cinema Gold partner John, like we don't watch a movie and then come back and review it. We process it for a day. I mean, I know a lot of people don't do that because if you get paid for it, that's different. But like,
sure,
I need to process it, and I need to go like, well, did I like this? Did I not like this? Our video for our review for the movie for M. Night Shyamalan's Old comes out tomorrow. And that took me 3 days to construct what I thought about that film. I took 3 days to construct my thoughts on that movie.
Damn, sounds like it's gonna be a good review.
That's how long it took.
Yeah, we got high expectations now.
You can, because you can be like the snake Campia and just like do things on a whim and I thought it was really good. You know, you can do that, or you can like process things and think of it from a filmmaker's perspective and go like, well, what is it that you liked about it or you didn't like about it? We never do things on a whim. We never have, and that's why we don't have that many viewers, because we take a week or two to come up.
You're too smart.
With a
You're
review.
No, you
we'll
think about things out
like,
there.
We'll literally take so much time before we talk about a movie because we want to.
Very definition of humility.
Well, we want to process it. We want to process it first. We don't have first reaction.
What's your name, Kodak?
Says the 5-year YouTube veteran here. Come on.
Well, that's the thing. Like some people have first reactions. We don't do that. We like to process it, look at it from filmmaking perspectives and stuff like that, and then look at it later. You know, and if we don't get any viewership from that, fuck everyone.
Well, and so, dude, you're 100% right. Sometimes
you're right.
Sometimes you don't know whether you actually like a movie or not when you first walk out of the cinema. Sometimes it takes a couple of days to process.
Or sometimes you think you love one, and then later on you're just like, well, this wasn't as good as I thought it was. For me, that was the Harley Quinn movie. The Harley Quinn movie was very fun and exciting for me. And we did it the next day. This is right before COVID. And I just like blew that movie. I gave that movie like a nutsack twirl. You know, I gave that a nutsack twirl. And then like later on, I watched it again on like HBO Max or whatever. And I was like, yeah, this movie's not that strong. But like, I liked it at the time because it was expressive and colorful. And, you know, so now we, you know, sometimes as a reviewer, and I love that about Dan Merles, he usually takes like a day. He thinks about it. He's really smart. He processes shit.
A day? Is that all?
You do it 2 hours after you've seen it, damn it.
Well, but we got to remember
40 years of thinking about it. I've just decided that I don't like Return of the Jedi. It's taken me 40 years of processing. I never liked it. But let's write about one thing and one thing only. Jedi sucks. Totally overrated. Worst one of the trilogy.
I disagree. I love that movie.
Disagreement. See?
I love the Muppets. I love the Sand People. I love that movie.
There's no sand people in Jedi. What are you talking about? It's testing me now. There's sand people in Jedi. Whatever. Sand people, stormtroopers, same thing, bro.
Right? Sand crawlers, sand people.
I'm even starting to talk myself out of The Empire Strikes Back. The more I think about it.
No.
I know it's a dangerous road. That's what Disney have done. They've ruined.
I can go with you to a point on Jedi, but not Empire, man. It's a
Don't
great
discuss movie. Empire. All right, I won't even mention why. Then I'll wait another 40 years. On the Cinema Gold 10-year anniversary, I'll finally tell you why there's so much wrong with The Empire Strikes Back. But hey, at least they're not filming any unreliable narrations. Looking at you, Ryan Johnson, episode 7.
I can't wait to
just
hear that.
only 4.5 years, and then it's a go.
Well, to any of you that want to talk about the amazing 80s comedy that is Fletch, you are now welcome to come on the show.
You gotta rewatch it.
But
first.
you gotta know your Fletch. You gotta know your Fletch. You know.
Wow. I haven't Fletched since the
way you and Scotty always talk about that movie, but you all school me on that big time.
Oh yeah.
That and Weekend at Bernie's, I'm like, oh my god.
I think I'll enjoy watching that one and not participating. I haven't watched Fletch in years. It's been decades.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to watch a video than be in a video.
It's funny, like talking to Scotty about that movie, and like I was sharing photos of him, sharing photos with him from when I was in college, and I actually dressed up as Basketball Fletch, which was Fletch as a Laker. So I had Fletch on the back of my jersey, and I had like these shoes on, so I was a little bit taller, and I had the big afro on. I was living in Chicago in college at the time, and he thought it was funny as fuck. And like, you know, if you love the movie Fletch, then you get that reference, and you think it's funny.
The dream sequence, right?
Yeah, the dream sequence.
Yeah. What was the second one? Fletch Lives?
Sequence.
Fletch lives. I don't really care. I don't care. I don't see that movie that much, but
gotcha.
All these years, I thought it was called Fletch.
Love your body, Larry.
Fletch is cool. Fletch is cool, but Modern Problems is comedy gold. Well, there are a lot of like I mean, this is a PG-rated movie in 1985.
Gets
But
away
this
with a
movie
lot
could
from what I remember.
This movie could not fly these days. There's just too many things, you know.
Yeah, isn't he's like almost, I don't want to say blackface, but like brown face maybe.
Well, that's in the second one. That's in the second.
That's in the second one.
But in the first one, he dresses up like an Arab, and he's dancing.
Oh yeah.
On as an Arab, and that would insult so many people that you couldn't make it now. And yeah, there's a million reasons. Like nothing from the 80s could actually be remade exactly as it is now without somebody bitching.
Even Weird Science, the most perfect comedy movie ever made.
Perfect comedy movie.
I love Weird Science. That is my number one favorite comedy movie of all time, bar none. Weird Science, absolutely spot on. Well done, John Hughes, Kelly LeBrock, and co.
That's a good one. I like Real Genius too.
Oh God, I love Real Genius.
Oh, I love Real Genius. I haven't seen that movie in years. Oh man,
that was Val Kilmer at the height of his like charm and charisma, and just like he could sell a movie off of nothing. You know,
it's just a fun, cool movie. Especially when I was a kid, I loved that movie.
And it ends with Tears for Fears. Everybody wants to rule the world. Come on.
Mm-hmm. No,
who doesn't love Tears for Fears?
I gotta rewatch all these movies again, man.
Makes it a nice place on the shelf next to Donnie Darko for those that like Tears for Fears. For the old Mad World, nice.
Double feature.
I'm starting to doubt your commitment to Sparkle Motion.
I'm trying to eat my potato. I'm starting to doubt your commitment to Sparkle Motion. Oh, there's a movie to get your head around. Is that time travel, parallel universes, a dream sequence, all of the above or none? Oh, I've got to see that one again.
Is Donnie Darko a time travel movie to you?
What interesting you say to me, because it's literally front and center, literally, not figuratively. Literally, they've actually got the book, The Philosophy of Time. Sorry, I'm talking through a potato. I've just been handed dinner, which technically is breakfast, so I've got to tuck in. But I'm saying
like
no.
8 o'clock to you, right? It's like 8 o'clock.
That is correct, sir. 6:30, close enough. Now, any regulars on my channel will know that I like to do the Venn diagram. There's time travel stories, let's say City on the Edge of Forever, for you Star Trek fans out there. Hi, Spotty. And then there's parallel universe stories, such as Mirror, Mirror. And then you've got the overlap of time travel, multiple universe stories, such as, but not limited to, unfortunately, Avengers Endgame. And also, I finally realised, Back to the Future, or as I like to call it, Back to Which Future? So back to your question, Black Phillip. For me, there's no time travel. There's no question about. It's like time travel without the time travel. It's changing the timeline, but they've already established they're in a separate universe. So they'll tell you it's time travel. But for me, there's no time travel. There's no time travel machine. There's simply the creation of another universe. So for me, no. But I like the way you said for you, because maybe for others, yes.
No, I was gonna say that I don't think Donnie Darko was really a time travel movie.
No, I agree.
No.
It's a tangent. They clearly say it's a tangent universe. No one gets into a machine. No one travels anywhere. They're simply a separate universe. So, but they certainly do talk about
just
time travel.
Well, I know how much you hate Looper, but I don't even consider that a time travel movie either.
It thinks it is, but it doesn't. It's a basically textbook lampshading. It lampshades the fact that it hasn't.
I'll be right back.
The Ruin Johnson, please do, hasn't thought through the time travel, and basically Bruce Willis totally lampshades it on the screen by going, "Well, we could sit here all day with a, I won't do the accent, with a pen and a paper and a diagram, but we're not going to figure it out, so we're not going to do it." And even Red Letter Media got fooled, and why I bother getting, basically blanked by Shatner for standing up for Red Letter Media when they're actually standing up for Looper? Come on now, just because you lampshaded it doesn't make it right. Yeah, for me, my upcoming video as I close Time Travel Week Volume 3 and go through once again Back to Which Future, certainly Looper has got my vote as the worst time travel movie ever made.
The only reason that I don't like Looper is because they put this weird prosthetic nose on Joseph
Gordon-Levitt. Like, Joseph, sorry.
He doesn't look any more like Bruce Willis than he did if he was.
He just looks like he lost a fight.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got it, Black Phillip. Do you agree, Black Phillip? Even if you like the movie, the time travel makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
But
Yeah,
something
I only like it for Emily Blunt.
I'm in that camp. I like the movie, but yes, the time travel makes zero sense in that movie.
I don't think it's a time travel movie. I mean,
I think that movie is pretty horrible, and like, but people kept sucking his dick, so I was like, oh, I guess it's good then.
I just did right now. Z, plug it.
No, I mean it's fine, but it's like, does that land? I guess it lands you a Star Wars movie.
It's not even open yet.
To me, Alex Garland, the guy that made Annihilation, should be given the keys to Star Wars, but he probably wouldn't want it anyway. He'd probably be like,
but it would be dope to see.
But I would
give it to Gilliam. Give it to Gilliam.
He's so much better than that. He's so much better than that. But I would love it if like they were like, "Hey, Alex Garland, your sci-fi is so incredible. You should do Star Wars." And then he goes, "Why don't you go suck on your mother's nipples?" And like,
yeah,
it's like what Fincher said too.
Drink some blue milk.
Fincher,
so the best time travel movie I ever saw was Primer.
Oh, I keep getting recommended it. It is top of my list. I was going to say
Hot Tub Time Machine, but hey, why
not? Well, that's the funniest one. I like that movie too.
Catchy title for sure.
Primer's awesome. And
I keep hearing about Primer.
It should have absolutely made your time travel week.
That's what I keep getting told. Although, having said that, Cardinal Sin's nagging me to watch another one, Predestination. No, I never saw Primer because I made the mistake of thinking it was a movie about paint. So that was
they tried to do Primer on whining, but it was too confusing for Elizabeth, so that's why they couldn't.
That's where I learned about it, because it's about two guys that go back and isn't it one of them at one point they're reading out what they already said, so they don't accidentally cause another university. Already there, I've got an issue. So, but again, Black Phillip's Law, I can't go too deep into it because I've not seen it, and according to Black Phillip, that's an issue.
Don't do it.
Oh, here we go. Don't review a film just because of a small technicality you haven't seen.
You will be banned from my channel.
Never stopped me with Loki. Got away with that for an hour until he spun up with his big mouth. But I will watch
for a couple of those reviews. So.
Oh, it's because of the alcohol. No, it's because I managed to talk about parallel universes as if I knew what I was talking about for a whole hour before Scotty's finally revealed that I'd never seen Loki in my entire life.
Loki ended in a mess, so that's another story. So
he should have kissed the crocodile.
Still love you, Loki. Still love you, Loki.
I will watch Loki under Black Phillip's Law.
You know, there was a time travel movie that I used to watch when I was a kid that I liked. I don't know. I haven't watched it in probably 25 or 30 years. So I don't know if it holds up, but it's called Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeve.
Ooh, and Jane Seymour, is that right?
Jane Seymour.
Wow, I haven't seen that since First Time Round or TV or something.
It has that cheesy love ballad. What's it called?
He goes back to the 1890s. He's got the wrong suit. I like the way that he's done bad research, or you can't do accurate research till you get there or get then. And she's laughing at him because he's wearing a suit that's 6 months out of date. Or that's my only real memory of it. He's wearing a suit that's out of date, and he doesn't fly because he's not Superman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. El Nikron in the chat says Time Bandits. I like that movie.
Time Bandits.
Yes.
I had fun with that
was
movie.
Nice.
Terry Gilliam.
Like Bill and Ted, it didn't get, obviously it was a comedy, but it didn't get too concerned with the implications of parallel universes, alternate timelines, where Back to Which Future, even though it's a comedy, inadvertently did.
I think comedies handle time travel better than the actual, what we call it, sci-fi movies.
Yes.
The serious movies. I think comedies get time travel better than the actual more serious movies.
I agree, because Time Bandits, there's no time related.
Time Bandits, Back to the Future, Hot Tub Time Machine. I mentioned Bill and Ted.
Well, I'm saying Back to the Future does have an issue, but no one else has seen it, so it's another watcher's Cockney Spot goes on another one. It's fucking 3-hour tangents, but eventually your ears will be bleeding. But eventually,
we'll debate about Back to. We can debate about Back to the Future tomorrow night on your channel.
Yeah, well, I'll be making a video because I've even invested in Playmobil figures, so I've got 2 Martys, 2 Docs, an Einstein,
sliders,
a DeLorean, and a van. I will be recreating
sliders.
Sliders. So much time travel, so much. But no, Back to Which Future. Oh, don't get me started, except you did. No, to be continued on my...
We'll talk about it tomorrow night.
On my channel.
Positivity. Yeah.
Quite right. Anyone wants to talk about time travel in Back to Which Future, join me on my channel in, will it be Sunday night UK time? So,
about 23 hours, I say, maybe. I'll be on there. I'll be on there.
About 45, 23. I'm going to be on the Brown channel. So I'm this week. I'll be slutting about. So when I'm not on Black Phillip, yeah. So no, 23 hours. I'll be on the Brown channel, where he will also be talking about Back to the Future. But I'll promise to lay off the time travel because they're all getting bored of hearing it, especially Dalek 451. But that's another story. Shut up about the time travel. I'm just saying. Well, I fixed it. You're welcome, everyone.
Shut up about the pizza.
Oh, that's exactly like that. I'm just saying, it's
I've
not
been
about
craving
pineapples.
pizza for like 5 days.
It's about freedom. I'm so glad I'm tucking into a chicken right now. Best ex-wife ever. Moving on. So sorry, vegans, but this chicken is so good. Dead animal, nice. No, but people are. That's your t-shirt. I'm not a vegan. I'm a Texan.
That's a perfect shirt. I'm not a vegan. I'm a Texan. That's a great shirt.
I like it.
That'll be my merch.
Any vegans currently in Texas this week back to California? Bye.
Sorry.
Hey, Phil. Is there any chance I can plug my latest show here tonight?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So we have a review on the movie Old from M. Night Shyamalan. Coming up tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. It will be live, so you can go on the chats and bullshit if you want. Not live as far as like talking to us and we're gonna fucking talk back, but like
you're aliens.
Live. Yes, like live. Yes, we're never gonna do the like live, like talk to us and tell us that we suck balls, you know.
You can't be. He's not cool like us.
Well, you know, man. Sorry, we got to edit our shit, man. We got to edit that shit. You know?
You're an editor. I respect that. So
but Old is ready. It's there, and if anybody wants to see anything about Old is fucking actually kind of great, and I'm gonna leave it at that. It's a really cool.
Sounds pretty good.
Fucked up, weird movie. And
fucking actually kind of great. Interesting.
Well, I appreciate that.
Old is good. Hey, that's
I'm glad it exists because, like, in a world of like everyone just like rolling over copy for instantly recognizable bullshit, you gotta love M. Night Shyamalan. He's always creating new things. He's always trying to do his own thing. So, and that's what this movie does. You know, so.
Well, he's a director that's pretty much become his own genre. So
he does. He literally
does what he wants to do. He does what he does.
He has zero interest in like doing what everybody else is doing.
He gives zero fucks about what everybody else does. I'm gonna do it that way.
How do you not love if you're a film lover or a filmmaker? How do you not love him for that? The fact that he doesn't want anything to do with what everybody else is doing. You know, he's making his own shit. Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but he tries, you know?
But at least he's trying, yeah.
That's the second movie I'm seeing this weekend. So tomorrow I'm seeing The Green Knight, and then Sunday morning I'll see Old.
I wanted to see
Old, I can't wait to hear you think about Old. I think Steve's gonna like Old just the way
I think so. I already like the premise. So as long as he delivers on what I saw in the trailers, I think I'll like it.
That's the thing. When you have a premise like that movie, you have to have a director that can follow through with the themes, right? And that's the thing I love about M. Night is like he's very Hitchcockian. And I know people go, "Oh no, he sucks. It's like, no, he doesn't suck.
He doesn't suck.
He's actually kind of a masterclass of a filmmaker. He's made some movies that were Oscar bait, and then he made a couple of bad ones, and then he went back to being good. So when people say he sucks, they're just wrong. Like,
all the great ones have sucky movies. Scorsese, Spielberg, not Fincher, Nolan. Not Nolan. Maybe Nolan.
Trust me, dude. Fincher had Alien 3. That movie's balls. You know?
It's his first movie.
But no, I think Steve, I want to hear your opinion on it. I can't wait. And
yeah,
but our things are going to go up probably tomorrow morning live. So hopefully
I'll watch
there's
it.
there's no spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, it's okay to watch just me gushing over my ball sucking of M. Night Shyamalan.
Like those in the chat, nigga Cropper El Necron, subscribe to Cinema Gold. He's got good stuff. I'm on a couple of his videos too, by the way. So
yeah, and you're gonna be on many more.
and apparently he likes shining M. Night's balls.
But who doesn't, Steve? Who
Right.
doesn't?
I look, I'm right there with you, pal.
I don't know. I got nothing against M Night other
I
than
was
it's
shining his
fun,
balls
Janice.
as much as he wants to shine that hair on his shiny head.
I mean, I love Glass, so come on.
I
Yeah,
did
like
too.
last year.
I did too. Yeah, and I loved Split, and I loved
The Visit.
The other one.
Yeah, dude,
Unbreakable.
all his Blumhouse shit has fucking rocked the house, man. So.
I think the Happening is the funniest movie I've ever seen.
No, in the video, I talk a lot about the Happening in the video. So.
No, if you think of it as a comedy, that movie's hilarious.
You're right.
If we bring that up, the unintentional comedy of M. Night Shyamalan versus the intentional comedy of M. Night Shyamalan. So.
Mm-hmm.
But please watch it, guys. And I love all you guys.
That's when M. Night was doing his Tommy Wiseau phase.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he grew his hair out.
That was when he let his ego go up to here, and now it's probably down to
I'm
here.
growing mine out right now. It's gonna get pretty long, and I'm gonna chop that shit off and be back to Elvis. But who knows?
Mm-hmm.
You got to do
Lisa, you're telling me you're tearing me apart.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
He doesn't even have a license.
You're
Lisa.
tearing me apart, Lisa.
There you
You're
go.
tearing me apart, Lisa. That's the best.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, that's it. Hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Still haven't
hi,
seen that
Dougie.
movie, but I only know those two scenes. But I've never seen the movie.
Ah,
thank you,
Blood
guys.
Phillip. Don't
Love you
you
guys.
dare
Blood
review
Phillip.
that movie.
Steven, the Fangorian brothers, love you guys. Love Black Phillip. I love Captain Cockney Spock. As
I
always,
love you.
he
Love you
knows
back,
that.
man.
And I
I
will
remember
talk-
Tim went, but he's been gone for quite a while.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like not here anymore.
He's getting blown by a groupie.
Yeah.
Baby.
Just a guess, just a theory.
Jeez.
But if you factor in,
I'm gonna go out on that note because that was great.
All right, man.
nice one, see you, Mark.
See you. See you go. Yeah, where is Tim going?
I say then there were 3 or were there 4? We don't even know how many people on the show. We don't even know. Tim, where are you? Right, let's do a sweepstake on. Where is Tim? I got $5 on what I just said. $10 he's having a pineapple pizza. $20 says both. Not necessarily in that order.
It's
Fucking
same
gross.
I know pineapple.
Pineapple
like
on pizza.
Pineapple. I don't like pineapple.
Fruit doesn't
period.
belong on pizza. Meat
Well,
belongs on pizza.
Remember, folks, it's not about the pineapple. It's about the freedom. That's the whole thing. If you want to put small finger, well, that's the whole thing. If it's all about taste. So you're right. I've dialed it back on standing up for pineapple. It's more about the right to have pineapple. I mean, I don't like licorice on pizza, but if you want to have a licorice on pizza, you go right ahead. I'm not saying
Absolutely. Well, absolutely. I mean, I'm a Marine and American. I may not like what you say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it.
Literally. Well, I actually didn't know that about. Well, I guessed about the American. Are you a Marine as well? Well, thank you for your service. Wow, impressive.
Yeah,
I've watched movies about Marines, so I've got a faint idea of what you must have been up to. But wow, I'm impressed. Color me impressed.
One of the movies that actually led me to pick the Marines, I went in during Desert Storm.
Oh wow!
So right out of high school, me and 3 of my friends decided we were all going to go serve our country, and 2 of them went to the Army, and I picked the Marine Corps because of Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket.
Wow!
Nice.
And then when I graduated from boot camp, I went back and watched the movie again because I was like, wait a minute. I don't know how he did it, but he it's almost exactly what it was like.
Wow, because
it was insane how close he was to the mark.
He was actually a genuine Marine drill instructor, wasn't he, Emmerich?
He was.
That's how he got the role.
Arlie Ermey.
Getting that crying.
That's
Pineapple Pizza sounds like.
You put the. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Moving on. Wow. Yeah.
Well, of course,
pizza.
Pizza is just like sex. Even if it's bad, it's still pretty good.
Still pretty good.
Yes. Even the worst pizza is better than no pizza.
Even when it's cold.
Right.
Yeah.
Even when it's
your
cold.
soul might belong to Jesus, but your ass belongs to the Marine Corps.
Well, you got to get either El Necron or Mega Cropper on my show. I mean, come on. Both sound like two cool dudes. Mega
so actually, just we've accidentally bumped into a military theme, but I've got to, because one of my favorite TV shows ever.
Right ahead.
HBO's Generation Kill, which obviously was the second Iraq War, so different invasion. But I've heard that Generation Kill is, it's based on a true story because it's based on a book by a journalist, as I'm sure you know. But I've heard it is one of the most realistic portrayals of that war and indeed any war. Do you agree with that, assuming you've seen Generation Kill?
I can't speak to it because I haven't seen it.
Oh, wow. I recommend
Don't break my law.
Obviously, I mean, for you might be like, maybe I don't need to see it because I was there. But I totally, as a civilian, for me, that is the top of the pyramid. That is basically, much as I'm a fan of Kubrick, for me, Generation Kill is obviously it's not a war movie because it's a TV show, so technicality, but just one of the best war fictions or any fiction of any kind that I've ever seen. I thoroughly recommend what I think is HBO's most underrated show, Generation Kill. Fucking fantastic.
Yeah, thanks for putting it on my radar. I'll definitely check it out.
What kind of pizza
on your radar? No pun intended. Nice.
What kind of pizza are you eating, Mega Cropper? Soggy pizza?
Soggy pizza, a miss.
Never heard of soggy pizza. What the hell is soggy pizza?
It doesn't start soggy, but it often ends that way. Moving on.
Right.
Maybe saggy. Maybe saggy. But
saggy. Well, let's go back to the
sag. He meant saggy. Maybe he meant saggy instead.
A sag pizza. Well, sorry, Johansson, you lost out $10 million in profit, but here's a nice pizza. Your SAG pizza. Sorry, I was trying to do a SAG joke. Best I could do it short notice. Come on, I'm working with what I can. Tim's gone AWOL. Where are you, Tim?
No, where are you, Tim? Come on. Finish the job already. Pay her the money and tell her to leave.
Tim and I think the only area that because I think Tim is more Kylo than Kylo, and I think the only area where Adam Driver might have him beat is basically like Steve. Adam Driver's literally or was literally a Marine, so I wouldn't mess with him.
Yeah.
So respect to Adam Driver for that. But beyond that, I think Tim's in with a shout. You know, basically Kathleen Kennedy, if she plays her card right, she might have a new dark Sith Lord. Who knows?
Maybe he's having, maybe he could be having connection issues. Who knows?
More Kylo, he's getting blown. More Kylo than Kylo. Quite right.
More Kylo than Kylo.
More Kylo than Kylo. Rob Zombie.
I've actually seen Rob Zombie live, but that was because I was trying to see Typo Negative.
Why am I? Twice.
Oh, yeah. Everyone I love is dead.
Nice.
I like Typo Negative too.
Yeah, really?
Steve and I had about it. Steve and I had about it.
Saturday night. Left the time. I'm a man, but it still hurts. Slut. Anyway, moving on. Great song.
Steve and I had about a 6-hour conversation one time about nothing but music. I mean,
music. I was playing Typo Negative.
Playing music, and we were just
rock
and
roll.
jamming.
That's what happens when you start to a DJ. I started DJing when I was 12 years old. So I DJed all over the place. You know, I started hip hop for 10 years, and then I switched the house, played raves up and down the west coast of the United States.
Oh, wow.
Played for 10,000 people first thing in the morning. Yeah, it's crazy.
Who doesn't want Star Wars girl, man? Because damn.
I mean, I've done a bit of DJing, but 100 people, not quite the same ballpark.
You've done it for thousands, right? You say you've done it for thousands of people, right?
Yeah, I played a party once called Armageddon. It was a festival called Armageddon Massive. It was 1997. We were in Indio, California, and I had a set.
He's in California.
Literally, as the sun came up Sunday morning, to 10,000 people. It was amazing.
Wow, that must be an experience, because when you got that is pure holding the emotion. Even J.J. Abrams or why did I come up with that? George Lucas might be so pleased that he's affected our emotions in so many ways. But even George Lucas doesn't have the pleasure of making Star Wars happen live in front of thousands of people. That's unique to you're playing with all of our emotions when you're basically dropping the beats, and you got everyone's feelings in the cup of your hand, Steve.
Hell yeah,
he knows his music. I mean, like there's
actually a science to it. There's a mathematical equation to it. There's I usually play about 120 beats a minute. It's pretty close to the heart rate of a human being. So then So then you play with it.
About this.
Play with it up and down, right? So you peak them out a little bit, and then you bring them down, so they can rest, and it's kind of like a roller coaster, peaks and valleys.
That is pretty much the art of DJ. Exactly. If it's intense, solid for 6 hours, you're going to be knackered out. If it's all chilled, everyone's going to be asleep. You need that balance.
Yeah, and you want to keep them on the floor as long as you can. So you
gotta keep them on the floor.
Yes. Floor filler. My goodness, I know from movies to DJ.
Like here in Texas, you don't play so much conjunto music before people get bored.
Conjunto music? What's that?
Conjunto music. It's like it's like old school Mexican music.
Okay, I never living guys.
Everybody who's in Texas gets drunk to conjunto music. So come on.
Okay.
And they're all drunk and they're crying. Ooh, I miss my vieja. Ooh.
Well, part of my journey is becoming an honorary Texan. One of these days, I'm going to have to listen to this. What's it called? How do you pronounce it again? I don't want to maul it.
I don't know a lot of Spanish, so don't hold that against me. I don't know a lot of Spanish.
Okay.
So.
Oh, Megacropper says you are confessing your love for Purple Valkyrie in with a controversy on the Captain Cottney Spock show. Blackfoot. Were you really? Was that before you passed out or after? I don't remember that.
Purple Valkyrie was actually on Latino Slant tonight. So.
Oh wow! There you go. Megacropper.
She was showing her jublies.
Nice.
She was advertising a shirt, and she stood up, and it was like, oh my god.
That's the person that Steve. We've just found a model for your new T-shirt.
Yeah,
I made a Star Wars. Purple Valkyrie. Get on it. I made a Star Wars.
Who doesn't love Purple Valkyrie though? I mean, come on. And she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. And a great personality, by the way, too. And again, she can handle her stuff too, because I mean, all the freaking little pervs come out, and she can still take it. So
go to the next chat, dude, because this is perfect for Texas.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Selena.
Put the Selena on, and everybody's dancing and singing. You're damn right, especially in Texas. New Mexico, Texas, southern states.
Necron is from Texas too, like me. He's in Houston.
That's why he knows.
He's a Houstonian, so we're Texan brothers. So good point there. We got to party together one of these days on that crown for real. Or I'll come see one of your shows. When's your next shows? He's got a band. He's got a freaking like death metal band, I think.
Sweet.
We were talking one time at R&B. I don't know what's the name of your band. I think it's his name.
Very Metal. If I had a metal band, I'd just call it Very Metal as a reference to the young ones. By the way, just to warn you guys, the reason I'm on is the reason I'm going to be going off soon is the boy's got a friend over. So
no problem. We're hitting the 2-hour mark anyway, so
they're going to need a bit of parental observation. All right, cool. Well, tell you what, I'll jump off at this stage. I'll quit while I'm ahead. But guys, as always, Have we done this enough times to call it always?
Yeah.
As always, you guys have basically you've made me smile and laugh, which is really all I ask. But genuinely, guys, you've made me think. You've expanded my mind, and without giving me any pills. So that's even a bonus. And
so am
you
I
really
on that
question my
ground.
most basic assumptions. So am I.
Born and raised.
San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, Black Phillip, thank you both for making me. Also, thank you, Tim, wherever you are. I hope you're having a nice time. What's her name? Thank you, Tim. And also, Cinema Gulp, thank you. Thank you all, guys. It's
Pleasure was mine,
You're
buddy.
all welcome. Nice one. Thank you. And listen, both of you guys, everyone here, you're all welcome on my channel. I myself need to get more structure and organization. But until I do that, basically, if you're a brother or sister of the channel, then you're a brother or sister of the channel. Jump on at any time. At the moment, I've got some technical errors. I can't even send out invitations. But basically, know that you're invited. If nothing else, say hello in the chat and I'll get you on board, basically. But thanks, guys. You really made it fun. Also, thanks, Mega Cropper. And thanks to everyone in the chat. We're nothing without the chat. You know that.
Nothing without the chat, of course.
So thank you, guys. If you stay on, I'll see if I can just say hello in the chat. But in the meanwhile, thanks once again, and see you next time. Au revoir.
See you next time.
Later, Cap. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.
La 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 la
la la la la la la.
Outro
la 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 la. Bye.
Yeah, I think it might be time to put the stream to an end because who knows where Tim went. And unless you want to say something else, Steve, but
No, I'm good. This is always a fun time to come on and do this Insomniac hour with you. So, it's getting late here too. So I think I'll take my leave and go crash out.
All right, yeah, you could go take off. I'll close out the show myself. I'm getting used to it already. So you go take off, and I'll put an end to the show. So
yeah. Once again, man, great show. Love doing these shows with you. And
I hope
we'll talk.
Hope to be on your show next week. But
yeah, cool.
Work,
you're welcome every Friday, and just about any time. So we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Thanks, everybody in the chat. See ya.
Yeah, all right. All right. As usual, I'm about to sign off. As usual, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And thanks to everybody in the chat, El Necron, Mega Cropper. Thanks to my guest, Tim Possible, Steve Foley, Cinema Go, and of course, Cap Spot. Now, see you on the next